Wow. You watch that video and it can instantly bring back some amazing memories. It's truly an honor to be up here tonight. It's just almost speechless at a point to actually be standing up here tonight. Before I get started, I want to congratulate the other inductees. Jeff Sauer. When I think of you, I think of Badger hockey. You know, I grew up a Badger fan and can vividly just remember watching all the Badger hockey games and seeing Coach Sauer behind the bench. And then to see him move on to USA Hockey and coach the Paralympics and the hearing impaired, he's just been a total asset to the sport of hockey. So congratulations to Jeff. Brian Rafalski, I've met you a couple different times, but I've had the opportunity to watch you play a lot. 3 Stanley Cups, couple Olympic medals. Your hockey resume speaks loudly. Congratulations. Lou Vero, I met you back in the 90s. And anytime you had the opportunity to speak to our team, whether it would be in the locker room or at USA Hockey, you always had something worthwhile to say. And in fact, back in August when our team was announced, or when the 4 of us was announced, my daughter asked if she could sit in on the conference call. I said, sure. So we're sitting in the living room at my house, and we had the conference call, and the 4 of us were on the phone, and reporters were asking us questions, and the reporter asked Lou Vero a question. And Lou went on and on and on. And at one time, my daughter did one of these. And afterwards, we get off the phone, and my daughter says, wow, that guy likes to talk a lot. So there's your warning for when Lou gets up here. Anyway, Lou, congratulations. Back in August when I got the phone call, I happened to be at our rink in Hudson, Wisconsin, where I currently live. And I was just about ready to get on the ice for a hockey camp that I run there. And I looked at my phone, and it was a 719 number, which I know is a Colorado number, and so I thought I'd answer it. And it was Dave Ogren. And he said, hey, Karyn, I got some good news for you. And I said, what's up, Dave? He goes, you've been you've been selected to be inducted into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. It's a phone call that you never, ever expect to get. And, caught me off guard. And so he said, keep it quiet for a while. He goes, it'll become public in about a week. And I said, all right. So I got on the ice, ran my camp, got home, and my daughter was sitting there, and I said, hey, Tatum, can you keep a secret? She goes, yeah. I go, I'm going to get inducted into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. And she goes, where do we get to go? I said, I think in the back of her mind, she was thinking Boston, Denver, Dallas, Detroit. I said, downtown Minneapolis. Kind of got one of those since we just live across the border. My son got home later. I said, Brody, can you keep a secret? He goes, yeah. I go, I'm going to get inducted into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. And his reply was, do we get to go to Nagano, Japan? No, we don't get to go to Nagano, Japan for the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. Sorry to disappoint you. My dream of winning a gold medal started at a very young age. I was 8 years old when the men's Olympic team won that gold medal. And like many of you out there, you can probably vividly remember where you were standing when Team USA beat the Russians and when they beat the Finns for the gold medal. I used to pretend I was Bill Baker in my basement playing street hockey with my brother Chris. He used to pretend he was number 10 Mark Johnson. Played for hours. And it was at that time I said to my parents, I want to go to the Olympics. I want to be in the Olympics. Even though women's ice hockey didn't exist at that level at that time, but I wanted to be there. My career came to a bit of a crossroads, which you heard my dad earlier talk about, when I was in 9th grade. I was trying to play both hockey and basketball, and it just wasn't working out. So I remember going to my basketball coach saying, I really don't know what to do here. And he's like, I got a spot for you on the team. I think you should play basketball. I remember sitting down with my dad saying, Dad, I really don't know what to do here. What do you think? He goes, Karyn, I really don't think there's a career for you in women's ice hockey. I think you should play basketball. Well, I decided to play hockey, and I think I made the right choice. The highlight of my career had to be the 1998 Olympics. 18 years after watching the 1980 team win the gold medal, our team of 20 women went to Nagano, Japan, and won the gold medal. It's a memory that I will have forever. I truly enjoy being able to go around to different schools and different banquets and associations and share my story, share the medals. And I would not be standing up here today if it wasn't for some people that helped me along the way. As a youth hockey coach myself right now, I really realize how much youth hockey coaches play an impact on a young athlete's career. And I can look back at some of the coaches I had that instilled responsibility, respect for the game, hard work, dedication. Coaches such as Roman Dusick, Lynn Bierstead, Dwayne O'Neill. My sophomore year in high school was a very special year for me because my brother Chris was a senior on the team, so we got to play in the same team. That year, my coach was Scott Dickmeyer. Now, the morning that this was publicly announced in the newspapers around here, I got up and the very first text message I received on my phone was Scott Dickmeyer saying congratulations, which I thought was pretty special to hear back from one of my high school coaches. Other coaches that played a huge role in my career, college coaches Russ McCurdy, Karyn Kay, and then Olympic coaches Ben Smith, Tom Much, Julie Sasner. And I didn't know until last night that Coach Ben Smith was going to be here tonight, which means a ton to me. When I first met him, it was in 1996, and we got on a bus. I think we were heading to Finland for a tournament. And I looked over at my teammate, and I said, "Who's that?" And they said, "Well, he's our coach, Ben Smith." And I go, I had no idea who the guy was. Being from the Midwest, he's an East Coast guy. Had no idea of his hockey resume with Northeastern, with Boston University or anything. So I was a little skeptical. But it didn't take long until I realized that this was the guy for us. And he was able to take our team from here up to here, brought us to that gold medal. And when I was being interviewed earlier, they asked me if I had any Ben or any Smithisms. Coach Smith always had a lot of sayings, and the very first saying that he ever said to our team, we're in the locker room getting ready to go out, and he goes, "That's it, ladies, hay's in the barn, let's go." We're like, hay's in the barn? Took us a while to figure out, the work's done, you're ready to go, let's go out there and play and have a good time. I also wouldn't be standing up here if it wasn't for my teammates. They're the ones that were, pushing me day to day through the grind, through the practices, through the ups and the downs. Special shout out to that 1998 team. In fact, this afternoon I had a few phone calls from some of them saying congratulations, a couple text messages. There's a real special bond with that 98 team, no question about that. I also want to thank players such as Cindy Curley, who was inducted last year, and Kelly Dyer. They were ahead of us. I think they were a little ahead of their time. If they were a little bit younger, I guarantee you they would have been on one of those Olympic teams. I want to thank my family. Mom and Dad, thank you so much for all the rides to and from hockey practice, to the hockey camps, for following my career afterwards. My parents didn't miss a game. I think it was really hard when I went off to college because they did miss a few games when I was in college, but they've been following me ever since. Thanks to my brother Chris, who's here tonight. My sister Children was unable to make it. And I am so lucky to have my 91-year-old grandmother here. So can we give her a little round? My 91-year-old grandmother made it. Last but not least, I want to thank the selection committee. I want to thank the U.S. Hall of Fame. I had the opportunity of taking my kids up to the Hall of Fame a couple years ago and showing them around up there. And as a young kid, I used to go on a lot of fishing and canoeing trips up in Canada, and I stopped at the Hall of Fame many, many times, so it was fun for me to be able to share that with my kids. And my husband said to me last week, "Does this mean we have to go back up to the Hall?" And I said, "Yep, we're going back up to the Hall." So thank you. And finally, a huge thank you to USA Hockey. A special thank you to those individuals that really put women's ice hockey on the map. Walter Bush, Bob Allen, Dave Ogren, Rondi Gregorio, Art Berglund. You guys really made an impact on my life as well as many other individuals. And I hope women's ice hockey continues to grow. And I hope other young women out there can have the dream that I had and have that opportunity for their dreams to come true. Again, it's truly an honor to be up here. Thank you all for coming. Thank you.